Iberia Flight 602, a Sud Aviation SE 210 Caravelle with the name Maestro Victoria, crashed into the Sierra de Atalayasa mountains on January 7, 1972, as it was making its way toward Ibiza Airport. The aircraft, registered as EC-ATV, had departed from Valencia Airport with 98 passengers and 6 crew members on board. Tragically, the crash resulted in the deaths of all 104 occupants. The accident was classified as a controlled flight into terrain, CFIT, meaning the aircraft unintentionally collided with the ground while still under pilot control. The crash site was located at coordinates 38°54' and 1°15'04" in Spain. Investigators determined that low visibility and possible navigational errors contributed to the aircraft descending below its safe altitude, leading to the impact with the mountainous terrain. The disaster remains one of the deadliest in Spanish aviation history. Iberia Airlines Flight 602 was a scheduled domestic flight from Valencia Airport to Ibiza Airport. On January 7, 1972, the aircraft, a Sud Aviation SE 210 Caravelle named Maestro Victoria, registration EC-ATV, crashed into the Sierra de Atalayasa mountains during its approach to Ibiza. The crash resulted in the deaths of all 104 people on board, including 98 passengers and 6 crew members. Causes and investigation. Investigators determined that pilot misjudgment and navigation errors led to the aircraft descending below the safe altitude. Poor weather conditions may have also played a role, as pilots possibly relied too much on visual navigation rather than instruments. No mechanical failures were reported, and the crash was ultimately attributed to human error. Accident details. The weather on Flight 602's approach to Ibiza Airport was bad, with cloudy skies and low visibility. A controlled flight into terrain, CFIT, accident occurred when the aircraft was descending for landing when it struck high terrain near Ibiza. This means that the pilots were unaware they were flying at a risky altitude. Investigation report Flight 602 was a domestic service flight that took off from Valencia Airport bound for Ibiza. On board were 6 crew and 98 passengers, most of whom were Valencia natives returning to Ibiza for work after the holidays. At approximately 12:15 p.m., the aircraft's captain radioed Ibiza Airport, requesting permission to descend to 5,500 feet, 1,700 meters. Ibiza Airport sources reported that he also said, "Get me a beer ready, we are here." The aircraft was approaching runway 07 when it descended below 2,000 feet, 610 meters. Reportedly, neither the captain nor the co-pilot noticed the dangerous descent, as they were discussing a football match with the airport tower controller. Flight 602 struck Mount Atalayasa approximately 90 feet, 27 meters, below its 1,515-foot, 462 m, summit. The aircraft exploded on impact. All 98 passengers and 6 crew on board were killed. Aftermath. The accident was one of Spain's deadliest aviation disasters at the time. It highlighted the need for improved instrument landing procedures and better terrain awareness systems to prevent similar tragedies.